if I had to take a random guess, this was a COVID movie. And what do I mean by that? It was filmed during COVID. That's just my guess. So it was actually filmed at the end of 2021, August 2021. So is that a COVID movie? I'm gonna call it maybe. Anyway, Chase Hockey here at the Blue Futon reviewing Hypnotic. So what's this movie about? Pretty simple premise actually. Ben Affleck lost his daughter and he's a detective. However, weird stuff are happening. How are these people getting hypnotized by just words? Who is this organization? Where's his daughter? What about the mother? Who's this organization? Are they hypnotics? We are about to find out. So, I like this film. First off, this is a $65 million production budget. I don't know where the money went. I don't want to be that much of a dick, but there is some scenes where I'm like, okay, that's a cool shot. That's a cool car crash. But 65 million? I don't if Ambulance by Michael Bay was a $40 million budget, how was this 65 million? That's my baffling of where some of this money goes. Anyway, I thought the movie was okay. It felt like a mini Inception to me where I was like, okay, that's some cool things you're trying to do, but Inception did a lot better, and their CGI was a million times better, and that was a 2010 film, while this is a 2023 film. But there is some good acting. I overall like the story, but at the very end of the day, I was expecting something cooler, is the best way to put it. So let's talk about the positives. I think Ben Affleck does a great job. I think Robert Rodriguez does a good job behind the camera. I think everyone in front of the camera does a really good job, honestly. Like, the movie zooms by. It's an hour and a half. I had a great time with the runtime. I had a great time with the editing. I did have a great time with the pacing. It was zoom, zoom, zoom pretty freaking quick. But I think the biggest issue when we're talking about the pacing would be the third act. Even the editing would be the third act, but that's something we could talk about a little bit later. I just think the overall atmosphere is good. The overall twist at the end is pretty good. I just think it's an overall fun little experimental, if you want, type of movie, which, like I said, for $65 million, now knowing that, it makes me want to go more into the negatives now. And what I mean by that, if you're trying to do something this ballsy and you have $65 million, because he also did Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Robert Rodriguez, like the Double R production, he did Planet Terror, he did a lot of stuff, Desperados. So, Alita Battle Angel. So I'm just thinking for 65 million, you could have done a little bit more with some of the shots, especially one in a hypnotic or a tarot card reading store. That could have been a little bit cooler. Then at the very end, when the third act hits, it leaves nothing on the table. What do I mean by that is it tells you everything. There is no room for error at this point. You're like, oh, okay, I understand that, and I understand that. There's nothing left for the audience to really ponder about. And then going back to my shorts as well as my first reaction, sorry, I need to spell correctly. Genes, jeans. I just probably, nope, 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 no, no, no. That's gonna be a jump cut in this thing because I don't want to spoil the movie. But all I'm just gonna say, you can't have, I guess, you can't do like a Little Mermaid and have the queen be black and the sun literally be white and then be like, that's not how real life works. That's all I'm going to say. And yes, this movie explains it throughout the movie. But if you are a person that just has a little bit of intellect, a little bit of just like perception of like, wait a minute, then this movie is going to be a pretty simple joyride for you. And to me, it did exactly what it needed to do. I had a good time for the hour and a half. Ben Affleck did a great job. Robert Rodriguez did a great job. Also, William Fincher's in it as well. So there's a good there's good cast in this as well. And I do like how Robert Rodriguez actually filmed this in Austin, Texas too. Like, he's keeping his movies to be filmed in Texas. So props to him to kind of keep it in the Texas style of filmmaking. So it floated my boat, but it's one of those movies where when the third act hit, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool, but it leaves nothing for imagination. And if you just watch a lot of movies and just actually like people watch, you'll see that something is not right in the first 15, 20 minutes of the film. So Hypnotic will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futon because at 60%. We'll see the Critics' News scores gave this one. Give critics a 39% with 38 of them. Audience score 40% with fewer than 50. Here's critic consensus. Although Hypnotic is without glimmers of inspiration, the ultimate effect is often clunky crime caper that will leave you feeling rather sleepy. I wouldn't say it left me sleepy. Oof, that's too harsh. How did this leave someone sleepy? Nah, that's wrong. I think there's enough in this to have a little bit of fun with. It paces really quick. That crit consensus is pretty fucked. But I did like the beginning car crash. That was like, oh shit, that went pretty hard. But yeah, anyway, 39, 40, 60. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things Butantopia. Blue Futon, take watch a great day. I don't care watch a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, or today. I love every single freaking one of you. Have you seen this one? 5 movies this weekend. Can we get to 2,100 subscribers by the end of this month? That would be badass.